And are there any projects that are already using it or are lined up to use it that you can tell us about?
Yes, there are a few.
Travelling to a game here at Anfield, or maybe following the Reds away from home. There's a good chance you'll be connecting to public Wi-Fi somewhere along the way. But did you know that the free Wi-Fi is the hacker's favourite pitch? So instead of chasing a ball, they're ready to steal your sensitive information.
For example, MBX will be working together with us, building the protocol MBX Pay, which will be the solution for the Norwegian Airlines company.
Okay.
To be able to perform payments. Yeah.
Okay, let's go into this a little bit, right? Because I think that could be quite a big deal.
So it is a huge deal. It is, and I know that I talk about it very lightly, but it's probably one of the biggest projects happening today in the world in crypto level.
Yeah.
And there's no other way to put it. The thing is, please go ahead.
Norwegian Airlines.
Yeah.
It is the largest Norwegian airline carrier, or one of the largest?
I don't know if it's the largest. I think it's the third largest. Sorry, my dog is dreaming. So I don't know if you can hear him.
Your dog is dreaming of flying somewhere warmer.
I think so. I think that Norwegian is the third largest low-cost airline in Europe.
Wow. Okay.
So you have Ryanair, EasyJet, and Norwegian, but it is the best one out of all of those. Is the one that offering the best services and the best return of investment, and I think is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, foreign low air carrier in the US as well.
Okay. So one of the biggest foreign low cost carriers in the US, and they're taking crypto as payment. Is that right?
That is a great question. The answer is, if you read the Forbes article,
yeah,
that is what they focus about. That Norwegian is going to start accepting crypto, but Forbes could have done a better job.
Okay,
right? Meaning that there are multiple examples of businesses today accepting crypto, but that doesn't really cut it. I mean, you're not going to buy your desired Bitcoin to then spend it in coffee. It's not going to work that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Norwegian will accept payments in crypto, but what they expect to be used the most will be a fiat-backed token. That is where they are going to say.
Okay, a fiat-backed token. And is this where the MBX network comes in? Sorry, with the Nahmii network?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so MBX are already lined up and Norwegian Air already lined up. So how would it work in reality? So I want to fly from London to Bergen.
So in reality, it will work that you will go to norwegian.no to buy your ticket. And when you're about to pay, you can either pay with Visa or MasterCard, or most likely you will have a QR code. And you will have this app called MBX Pay. And with MBX Pay, which you will have topped up with money, you will be able to perform the purchase of that airline ticket.
Okay, now by money, I mean, I would have paying in pounds or krona?
So no, you would have to top it up with, for example, a wire transfer of pounds, for example, and then with the pounds, you will be able to buy USDC. So you will have USDC on that MBX Pay. And then you will be able to buy with USDC or with a fiat-backed token to the pound, to the British pound.
Okay, now for people who don't know, USDC is an Ethereum-backed stablecoin.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'd buy it in the application, and then I'd pay for my ticket that way. Yeah. And what's the benefit to me and what's the benefit to Norwegian Air of doing it that way versus me paying on my credit card?
Yeah, so when a company decides to do something like this, there has to be a two-sided coin. In one end, it has to be something in it for the company.
Mm-hmm.
On the other end, has to be something in it for the user. Otherwise, the user is not going to be motivated to do it, right?
Yeah.
Quite a bit of these discussions are currently taking place with the guys at MBX. I can tell you, though, from a Norwegian point of view, it's going to be pretty simple. The benefit is that they would like to alleviate some of those hundreds of millions of dollars that they pay to Visa and MasterCard. For a end user like you, it has to be translated into something that is better, either simpler or cheaper, or you have access to some other extra services. Like, for example, you could also have access to your cash points from that app. and immediately change them for money and have access to a cheaper airplane ticket. So those hooks for the user are actually being worked out right now.
Ah, okay. So if I could use by using MBX Pay and paying by USDC, if I got cheaper flights, if it was very simple and easy to use, and if I got a premium lounge vouchers every time for the rest of my life forever, then I could see there'd be definite advantages.
And everybody would want to use it.
That's right. And then for the company, they don't pay the hefty transaction fees, the commission charges that Visa and MasterCard charge.
Yeah. And of course, this would only be the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And when I say would only be the beginning is because once you get a critical mass into that form of payment, into that payment network, you can really augment it very quickly. So you can add extra, services to sell to your millions of customers.
Okay.
And of course, those ought to be seen as well. But imagine for a minute that you could have a fully interoperable system, so other companies could plug into it and also accept cheaper payments. So then you have this snowball effect, right? But again, I'm not saying that is going to happen. All I'm saying is that is just one hypothesis.
Yeah.
That is important to think about because, the problem of the blockchain industry is that we focus about the hype, the marketing. Very seldom we focus about the product itself, what is being developed. And what is ignored all the time is what does the product need to have to really build the necessary hooks so users can use it and want to use it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I said before, that this is a greenfield industry and a lot of things need to be improved.
Okay, very good. So that's MBX and Norwegian Air. Any others that are lined up? You can talk about Microsoft. Never heard of them.
No. So we engaged with Microsoft about 9 months ago.
Yeah.
In Dubai, and most recently we signed an agreement with Microsoft here in Norway, but it's a global agreement. Microsoft has had thousands of requests from companies to build on blockchain through their Azure services, but they don't get any easy. And product now is going to be Nahmii. So,
sorry,
the
Jacobo,
same question you were asking
the
me before,
Wi-Fi dropped out again. They don't get any easy, and then the Wi-Fi dropped.
Any easy product. Yeah, sure. Any easy products or interfaces to offer to their customers. So the same way you were asking me before, what does this or that project need to start using Nahmii, right? And the answer was integrate the SDK. So the same we will be doing with Microsoft. So we will be offering specific services through their network, so their customers can easily integrate either the SDK or the API to either build a payment solution or an exchange solution or a supply chain or something like that.
Wow. And that's all lined up, ready to roll?
Yeah, that is, and also to announce this publicly. So yeah, this is already done.
You wouldn't be able to announce it publicly.
No.
Unless you had the agreement.
Yeah.
Those companies could be making all sorts of claims.
Correct.
Yes, and they would get sued. Okay. Any others you want to let us know about? I think those two are pretty impressive, by the way.
Thank you. We have also in a smaller company currently building a couple of games. They are around, still too early to say anything. I have personally seen one of the proof of concepts, and it's very, very, very okay. But no, so far we don't have anything else right now.
Okay, very good. All right. Now, there is an IEO which has already started the day we recorded this. When does the IEO finish?
I think it finishes on Thursday next week.
Thursday, that's the 26th of September.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Now, let's just talk about some of the details of the IEO if people want to participate. What do they need to do? Well, what's the price? How do they pay? What's the maximum number of tokens?
Mm-hmm. So the IEO takes place in Liquid, which is the Japanese exchange. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a minimum amount or a maximum amount that they can buy. They can use quite a bit of different currencies. I think it's USDC, Bitcoin Cash, ETH, and Cash, which is their local currency. And Yeah, and and the price is $0.01
Mhm.
per token, but then we're offering a 20% bonus on top of it.
Okay, and it's an ERC20 token, so people will need an ERC20 ETH address for it to receive their tokens. And how much are you looking to raise?
So I believe the total amount the maximum amount is $5 million. Realistically speaking, we're looking at raising considerably less. I mean, that was just an advice we had, but that is the maximum amount, correct? Yeah.
And the soft cap? Do you have a soft
we
cap?
don't have a soft cap, no.
You don't have a soft cap, okay.
We don't
Because
have
the
a soft
project's going ahead anyway.
Well, the protocol is built, and
and Microsoft has signed up.
And so we did not really see the point. I mean, what we're looking at is create awareness. That is what we need to do.
Right.
And because keep in mind, we have been in the stealth mode for 20 months, pretty much. So we have some other elements that we're playing with right now in terms of creating awareness for the next few months. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And Microsoft have signed up, so. And Norwegian Air. And
yes.
it could be. I'm speculating here. And for anybody who's watching this, you need to check this out for yourself, because like any investing, there are risks. So do your own research and diligence and all of that. But it could be that let's say it's successful for Norwegian Air and for Microsoft, that similar companies who are performing similar functions say, okay, we can use this. Like another airline could come along and say, okay, we want to use this as well. Or another company that's doing what Microsoft want to do and say, okay, we can do something like that as well. So the demand for it can build slowly, right? That is possible. And then one of the things I think that Hubii Network and Nahmii is certainly a part of is this whole movement over onto the blockchain functionality, replacing the currently existing technology. And I think the whole history of human endeavor is that new technology comes along and it supersedes and replaces the previous technology because of all the benefits that it offers. So I just wanted to say that, right? But people should check it out. Now, is it open to people from the US and China? And
it is not open to people from the US.
Yep.
It is open to people from China, and I believe it's not open to people from Japan either.
Okay.
And those are the rules of Liquid. Yeah, that's correct.
All right. So people would need to do KYC to go through that.
Yeah, Liquid is heavily regulated. So they have a large compliance team in Japan, and in Japan they take this very, very seriously, which is a good thing as well.
Yep. Okay. All right. And then what happens with IEOs is the tokens are then pretty much immediately available on an exchange once the IEO is over for sale or purchase.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Now, what's the total supply of tokens?
That's an excellent question.
It's not going to be a lot, is it?
It is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, but very little every month. So we are going to release tokens for 10 years on a monthly basis. So the total supply is 120 billion. So we deploy 1 billion a month. And that billion is actually divided in multiple tranches. So you might recall, for example, we talked about the Nahmii Foundation. So the Nahmii Foundation is going to receive 20% of the overall supply, and they're going to keep them to be able to stake tokens in the protocol, in the Oracle, right? I said before. The company, Hubii, will be receiving approximately 30%.
Sorry, Jacobo. We'll be receiving approximately how many?
Okay, so let me do the exact breakdown. So the exact breakdown is 4 tranches, which is 50, 20, 20, and 10. So 50% will go to HBT token holders. HBT is the token from Hubii Network. So if you buy HBT by just holding it, you will be receiving NEI tokens. Then 20% will go to the foundation. 20% is what we're putting right now for sale on this tranche, and then 10% will be for the team and companies and partners that have been involved building the protocol in the last 20 months. So there is going to be, of course, the first month would be 100% inflation, but the inflation very quickly decreases every month. So right now we're in about, I believe, month 10th, we should be in about 6.14% inflation every month. So, and it's going to keep on going down.
Why
Now,
are you doing it that way?
For security purposes mainly, just to make sure that we can keep the security of the protocol going on. Now, there is another important element to mention about the Nahmii token. That the protocol is going to earn fees for the transactions. As the product is as the Nahmii protocol is being used, it will incur in transactions, and those transaction fees will be earned by the token holders. So in simple terms, if you possess 1% of the tokens, you will earn 1% of the earnings from the protocol, right? And that is actually the business model of us, Hubii, as a company. Our business model is to hold the tokens we will keep and earn the transaction fees from the protocol.
Okay, and those are paid in the tokens, in the Nahmii tokens?
Nope. Great question. So as the transactions take place, the fees will be charged in the currency that is being used. So if you do a transaction in ETH, you will be getting charged in ETH. If you do a transaction in HBT, you will get charged in HBT. So at the end of the month, when you claim the earnings, you will be getting a basket of multiple currencies.
So if I were to own 50%, if I buy out 50% of the Nahmii tokens in the IEO,
yeah,
then I would be receiving 50% of the fees that were used by projects using the Nahmii layer, on a monthly basis in a basket of whatever currencies are being used.
Yes, there is only one caveat with what you just said.
What?
That there is no 50% of the tokens available in the market today. That is only about 8%.
Okay, now I was thinking if I bought $2.5 million worth of the IEO.
Yeah, because they are locked in a time lock contract.
Right.
That is why we release only 1 billion a month, right?
Okay.
And out of that 1 billion, less than 40 or 30% will actually hit the market. Yeah.
Wow. That is very, very, very potentially lucrative.
It is because, but apart from lucrative, I think that the most important is, and we have written a blog post about it. We don't talk about prices publicly, and I'm not really talking about the potential of the prices because that's something we don't do. But I can tell you though that what we have tried to build in terms of the economics of the token is to come up with a real logical floor value for the token. Right? Let me elaborate. You have to think about the discount earnings for the future. So if you own a token, as you said, you're going to be getting so many earnings from it, why would you sell it for below that, right? So what we're saying then is that the floor value of that token is going to be highly logical. And we wanted to detach a little bit, or as much as possible, from the volatility of the market, especially going down. Because at the end of the day, if the protocol is used, and the protocol will be used, there will be a market around it. So if you sell dollars at 80 cents, then...
Sorry, Jacobo, we lost it again. If you sell dollars at 80 cents...
there will be arbitrages who will want to buy dollars at 80 cents.
Yeah. Okay, now another way I'm thinking this, right? So I do like passive income. I mean, who doesn't? It's just nice, right? It's just money just dropping into your wallets, right, on a regular basis, while I just soak in the late summer sunshine, right? It could be, like another way of looking at it, 1% of the fees that are collected from Norwegian Air over the Nahmii protocol, plus 1% of the fees that are collected by Microsoft in whatever they're using the Nahmii layer for, will be distributed pro rata to the Nahmii token holders.
Yeah, I mean, 100% of the.
So 100% of the fees will be distributed.
Yes.
To the Nahmii token holders.
Yes.
Okay, but so they won't go to Norwegian Air or Microsoft.
No. No, absolutely not. I mean, so what Norwegian will do is pay 0.1% instead of paying 2 or 3%.
Right.
And that 0.1% will be stored in a smart contract. And then you, as a token holder, you will be able to claim those earnings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right. So my mind is a bit boggled by the potential of that. That's all that is. Okay. Okay. And there are other companies you've got lined up as well, or?
Well, part of our go-to-market strategy comes down to really having 2, 3, 4 good first implementations of this, of built on Nahmii. So we have MBX and Origin. Microsoft will probably bring us multiple partners or customers of the protocol.
Yes.
And we ourselves, we will also deploy an exchange at the end of the year.
Okay.
And the exchange, we are currently speaking with many people around China region to really go to market and get it to be known and attract users. And that should, of course, spark plenty of interest, both in the protocol and then being able to trade safely and faster. So.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Jacobo, anything else you want to let us know? Anything we haven't covered?
No, I think the conversation was very, very good. I think you have I very much liked the analogy you use of the ice layer, because that helped to connect the dots. If you think about blockchains as in silos, I think that the ice layer made it simple for people to visualize it. I humbly believe that this topic is utterly complex, to say the least. I am an engineer by education, but I've certainly gone through a baptism of fire with the team. You go to bed and you still scratch your head sometimes. You go like, wow. One of the things I think we have been failing at historically in the company is humanizing the subject and making it simple for others to really get on top of it. And that is why I appreciate your analogy. I think it was very good. But no, tell your community that if they would like to join our Telegram, please do that.
Yes, join the Telegram. I'll have all the links in the description below, the Medium blog, everything else. Do check it out. And I think what's really, really worked is engineer with former child protection social worker. How do you explain blockchain to a kid?
That is a good one.
That's right. I got a specialism in human engineering.
I've got a gamer and son, and he gets it somehow. But it is not an easy subject. Blockchain is a beautiful piece of technology, but it is done by mathematicians and cryptographers, so they haven't really made it very simple for others to pick it up.
But people don't need to know. I don't know how exactly the fridge works, and I don't need to know.
True.
I just need to know that it'll keep my food cool.
Correct.
Right, and then at some point, between whoever designed the fridge and stuff, and the coolants and the things at the back, right? Notice these very specialized terms I'm using, right? Has to be able to connect with a potential consumer and say, look, it keeps your food cool.
Absolutely. I think that that is accurate, because when we have been speaking with the guys at MBX, we all agree that for the product to succeed, the user doesn't really need to know it's using a blockchain.
No, I don't know how a browser works. I don't know what's happening in the back with Zoom as we're talking.
Correct. It should just do the job, and it should do the job in a way that it is so damn attractive for me that I want to keep on using it.
Yes, that is very, very simple. Very, very simple and easy to use. And from what you've said to me, Nahmii Network does that by providing this layer of ice. We have a whole world of blockchain, and we're going to cover the whole world with this layer of frictionless ice that we can all go sliding about in at high speed.
As an engineer myself, right? I come from a data management background, so databases, data warehousing, all those. And in the old days, it was such a pain having to use different interfaces to different databases. So it would be great to there and then to have used one interface to talk to any system that I wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what Nahmii should provide to developers. One system to talk to any blockchain that you want. That, of course, that we have ported Nahmii to. Because eventually, as time goes by, I think it's not crazy to think that each blockchain might be good at something different than the other, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin as a store of value, and then Ethereum will be whatever, Neo will be whatever. But hey, at some point you will need to talk to each other, right? To make business.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, a bit like
think about the importance of having that layer. Yeah. Please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like the browser technology, you have all these websites that do different things, lots and lots of different things, and then there's the background. There's a layer, the browser technology, which is the same but allows for all these different functionalities and expressions.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Jacobo, it's been very, very interesting. I do have some ideas. Any last words you want to say before we finish up?
No, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you for having me here and having such a good conversation. Also, before the video, it was really good to meet you.
It was, wasn't it? It was really enjoyable.
I had a really good time. And I hope that we didn't get into too much geeky stuff, so your audience can enjoy the video as well.
No, listen, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. We shall speak again. And for everybody who's watching, please leave a comment. Your comments make a difference. Please subscribe, hit the like button. And between now and when I see, and all the details and the links to the IEO, and so you can do your own due diligence and check it out. They'll be in the description below. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Jacobo signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.